Hi everyone, it's Ailin here, back again with another video. So this evening I thought I would turn on the camera and record a little iridology video for you guys. This case has been really interesting to work with. I just recently got off the phone with this client and they have had such amazing progress in their detox journey. Just within the past 2 to 3 months, they've done fantastic work. And so I really wanted to turn on the camera today to share this, to share their journey, to share a little bit about the weaknesses that we see in their eyes, a little bit about their herbal protocol, diet protocol, how they've been progressing through their detox, all the different symptoms they've experienced, all these things, right? And so this is a condition that I've seen just time and time again. So many people come to us with this condition, and this condition is breast cancer, breast tumors, malignant, sometimes benign. We pretty much get all the different tumors and lumps around here. Since we're dealing with the lymphatic system, a lot of times people, later on, sadly, they tend to realize that trying all these different types of diets, it's really not getting to the root cause of their lymphatic system problems. And this is because breast cancer and any type of cancer and tumor, in fact, is a lymphatic system issue. There is an obstruction within the lymphatic system. So, this particular client came to me, she tried many different diets, but in particular she was on the keto diet for a long time, and in actuality it made her situation worse. Her skin started thickening on her breast, the scab started to then peel off and ulcerate, and it was just a big mess. But thankfully now she's been on the detoxification protocol for the past few months and she has seen amazing healing. So today I wanted to discuss her case a little bit. I really love sharing this information with you guys, because I know so many of you guys watch these videos and you guys take this information and knowledge and put it into practice and you start healing yourselves, and nothing makes me happier. This is why I really want to continue making these videos. So if you guys appreciate these videos, if you get anything out of it, leave a comment down below or leave a like, subscribe to this channel definitely, so that you guys can learn more. And there's plenty of articles on how to detox the body of any different chronic illness, degenerative illness. Detox covers it all. You can find those articles on our website at www.spiritropicalhealing.com. I'll leave the link in the description box down below. But yeah, let's get started with this case, because this case was an interesting case to work with. So upon looking at this iris, the first thing that jumps out to me is their chronic bowels. The darkest part of this eye is going to be around the bowel wall, and you can faintly see it right here. The quality of this image is not the best, but it's definitely enough to work with in order to see the weaknesses. Oh, the quality actually looks much better from the monitor and the camera, but on the computer screen it's not super amazing, but it will do. We can see dark brown in the wall of the GI tract, and in actuality it's going up and down. You see a lot of spasticity occurring within the colon, and we also see radii solaris emanating from the bowels, emanating from the colon and going up into the head region. Whenever we see this sign, lesions going up, coming from the pupil and going up into the top portion of the iris, which in this case this is the head and the brain region, that's called radii solaris, and that means that toxicity is coming from the bowels through the nervous system and going up into the head and actually affecting the head and the brain. So people that have things like mood swings, anxiety, depressions, brain fog, fatigue, even hormonal issues, sinus issues, ear infections, neck stiffness, dry eyes, hair loss, graying hair, all that stuff is related to the upper head region, and this is a sign that you often see in the iris. So with this particular case, we saw a big pituitary gland weakness right here. And this was pretty important for this person because they complained with issues of infertility. They were having a hard time conceiving and getting pregnant. So the pituitary gland controls that, definitely. It controls whether or not someone will have a difficult time or an easy time conceiving children. So this was definitely affecting the rest of her system. Now with that pituitary gland also comes several gland weaknesses. Since this pituitary gland is the master gland of the body, you also feel the burden on every other gland. You feel it in the ovaries, you feel it in the adrenals and the thyroid and the parathyroid. You feel it pretty much in any gland in your body. So not only does this person have to deal with adrenal weakness, and as well as pineal gland weakness, they also have that pituitary weakness going on as well. So moving on, we do see this chronic bowel has left a bit of a malabsorption ring around the pupil. So this type of case with chronic bowels and malabsorption issues and pancreas weakness, which is very degenerative actually, they are considered to have malabsorption issues. People that have malabsorption and these signs in their iris, when they switch their diet to raw foods, and especially when they start to fast, they can lose weight drastically and lose weight fast. And oftentimes this can be a sort of a blockage that someone experiences, you know. It can be something that creates fear in a person, but I'm here to tell you guys that if you start detoxing and you start losing weight, don't be alarmed, because as expressed to me with this person in this case that I had in this call that I had today, that's what she experienced initially, but after a few months on the same diet, about 2 months on the same diet, using the same exact food, same exact diet, she began to gain the healthy weight back. So we can see, well, I'll have to get an updated photo of her eyes, but we can see in her symptoms, she stopped having undigested food in her stools. She started to regain healthy weight back. She's feeling more energized than ever. She is seeing incredible amounts of mucus leaving her colon. You know, that also as well. Mucus in the colon can create malabsorption issues and trouble absorbing nutrients in the intestinal wall. That can create excessive thinness and weight loss. So getting rid of all that and eliminating all that through detoxification, through the correct diet and herbs and detox tools, then you can heal these malabsorption issues. So that's what she's doing, and that's fantastic. Now, just to make a little point here, I have continuously, and I have seen thousands upon thousands of eyes by now through the years. Every person that comes to me with cancer, I want to say they always have malabsorption issues to some degree, you know, either moderate or extreme malabsorption issues. This person, I would say, has a moderate level of malabsorption issues. They first during our first call, they actually said that they were suffering from long time issues of anemia, iron deficient anemia, which that is a big sign of malabsorption issues right there, as well as adrenal weakness. So people with cancer, they tend to have impactions in the colon, you know, a lot of impactions in the colon. The colon is the hub of the body. It's the center of it all. You know, if you are going on a healing journey, you must clean out your colon. It's all about addressing the body holistically, you know. And as you can see, even in the iris through iridology, how lesions emanating from the colon affects every part of the body, you know. So because the colon is toxic, you can see the reflex action going into the pancreas, extreme lymphatic congestion going into the pancreas and even to the ovary, you know. This person also has a past of PCOS, Polycystic Ovarian Syndrome. So we're seeing a lot of lymphatic issues in this person. The colon is very near and close to the female reproductive organs. So oftentimes when we see many cysts popping in the ovaries, the colon is an issue. So how do we correct that? How do we fix that? We fix that by cleaning out the colon. The herbal protocol that this person is on consists of the stomach and bowel formula. It consists of lymphatic capsules to really pull on the acidosis in the wall, in the bowel wall interstitially, pulling on that and removing all this mucus. And they're also on the GI broom, which, by the way, guys, if you're gonna get the GI broom, really focus on being on a 100% raw diet, I would say, for at least a month or two before jumping onto the GI broom, because if you do it from the get-go, or if you are taking the GI broom while you are still eating cooked foods, it will not work and it will constipate you, okay? Just thought I put it out there. But the GI broom is really fantastic for sweeping out and pulling on sulfur from past use of medications or antibiotics, which this person definitely has, and we'll go into that more. It's fantastic at removing parasites, which again, this person removed through taking the GI broom and through doing the raw diet with some fasting. They expressed to me that they've removed something that was really, really long, like a really long rope. Definitely a parasite in the way that they described to me. But you know, why wouldn't they have parasites? With chronic bowels like these and with lesions like these, this is the perfect setup, perfect environment for parasites to proliferate in. And they thrive on they thrive on the worst foods. So they thrive on starchy foods, they thrive on meats, they thrive on dairies, they thrive on that acidic environment. With parasites, it's very important to go on a parasite cleansing herb during your detox, on and off continuously, depending on whether you see them being eliminated and expelled from your bowels or not, because parasites, they can travel throughout the body, and you know, their byproducts, what they produce and what they eliminate, well, not only do they steal your nutrition from you, whatever you're eating, they're actually stealing it from you, they're also producing waste and things like ammonia and extra acidosis. So they are considered an obstruction to the body and also must be eliminated. So on and off, we will be having this person on a parasitic formula. Parasite G is the one that I recommend. So let's get into the history of this person's case, because it is rather interesting, and I see this so often, guys. So many people have sadly fallen to the victim of being, I don't know, like severely damaged by the medical industry, to put it lightly. So yeah, so the history of this person, pretty much she first had an SI joint dysfunction. So the two joints within the pelvis that are attached to the sacral spine, they were not functioning correctly after her pregnancy, and that resulted in spine issues from having the delivery. So she took it upon herself to change up her diet. You know, her diet was standard American diet, but that's when she began the keto diet. Now, unfortunately, with the keto diet, she was still eating, you know, high protein foods and high fat foods. High protein foods is something that you must cut out of your diet if you are planning to heal, and also for general health, because proteins are acidic by nature. When broken down, even plant-based proteins in a very congested body are not going to be any good for one's health. When it's broken down, it's highly acidic, and it produces acidic ash in the body as an end result. So when you're trying to heal from cancer or any chronic health issues, you want to focus on alkalizing foods and deeply hydrating foods. Proteins do not fall into the mix at all anywhere. I'm sorry. You know, doctors, they tend to push proteins. Even some naturopaths push protein diets to treat symptoms, but you know, at the end of the day, you never want to treat your sickness or treat your symptom. You want to heal it. You want to do the best or follow the best route possible for deep healing. With protein foods, I've never seen anyone heal deep lymphatic system issues like this person has, ever. It just doesn't happen, you know. Now, this person has a very strong constitution, despite how many lesions that they have. Their fibers are nice and straight. Not too many health issues running in their family. Really mainly cancer, you know, cancer from the grandmother, cancer from the father. Now, cancer, genetically speaking, you do not have to fall into that same story. You know, if you have cancer that runs in your family, you don't have to be that statistic. If you know the weaknesses related to when someone has cancer, what weaknesses they tend to have, you can start to address those weaknesses and actually correct those genetic weaknesses within yourself. So it's not something that is written in stone or set in stone. You can reverse all these different things. So what I see with people that have cancers typically is they have a thymus gland weakness, like we can see right here. They have chronic lymph issues. So if you can see the lightest areas of this iris, let's look at the nerve rings. You see how they're very light brown underneath? This is the true color of this person's eye. The true color of this person's iris. So once they clean out all this lymphatic stagnation, their true iris color will be very, very light brown. Now you can really see how lymphatically stagnant their system is, how much they have systemic acidosis all throughout, given the level of darkness all over, and especially the skin. Very, very trapped skin, unfortunately. We can see a throat and esophageal wall weakness. Now, this is even part of their health history, so I'm going to continue and move on. Now, they began with the keto diet. Their skin started to thicken on their breast while on that diet. Then, they were prescribed medications to lower the stomach acid because they were getting a lot of acid reflux. The side effects, unfortunately, from those medications were bronchitis and pneumonia-like symptoms. Then they were put on antibiotics, sulfur antibiotics, to treat. What they had was galactosile, which is known as a cyst in the mammary glands. So she went to the doctors. They said it was a cyst. She had nothing to worry about. She could keep on breastfeeding. Wrong. Because what cysts are pockets of lymphatic fluid. If you ignore a lump, and if you have lumps in your breast for several months, 6 months go by, 8 months go by, 10 months go by, you're going to 100% of the time expect things to get worse if you do not follow a detoxification protocol or a strong detoxification path. So this is what happened to her. She had that. Then she started having polycystic ovarian syndrome, cysts on her ovaries. And they actually put her on metformin for that, to treat the PCOS. Now, metformin is a synthetic medication, similar to insulin. You know, it's usually given to people that are diabetics in conjunction with insulin. And so the theory is that it tends to help women conceive more and lower the effects of testosterone on the body. So that's why she was put on that, to calm the PCOS, and to, you know, a lot of doctors, they prescribe that as well to help people lose weight, but really it's just a treatment-based modality. Every time you take a medication, you are damaging your liver, you are damaging your stomach, and you are damaging your kidneys. Most medications are acidic driven. And that's something that many people fail to understand before they take these things. Now, unfortunately, because she took metformin, this is an occurrence that can happen to some people. She then got lactic acidosis, you know. Now, since metformin does compromise the liver, and since this person, she had a history of hepatitis B when she was younger, I really don't know what the doctors were thinking prescribing her this for PCOS. It's so unfortunate, but with you never want to give someone a medication like that if they have a history of liver weakness, you know. And so with this, you can clearly see her liver gallbladder weakness right here. Never want to take things like that. And you never want to take medications unless it's something like, you know, like unless it's something like insulin, like you have blood sugar issues, or unless it's very high blood pressure, if it's a stat need. It's a very rare situation where people would need to take medications due to it being an emergency. Everything else, any chronic health issues like PCOS or cysts in your breasts, all this can be resolved with diet and with herbs and with fasting and with detoxification tools, because the latter will only suppress the lymphatic system, and then acidosis will build up in the body, and then what results is the burning of the cells, the burning inside the cells and the mutation of the cells, and then you see the blowback on the skin like this person saw. So that's a bit of a history for you guys for this case, but let's move on to their other weaknesses. So yeah, so a big deep skin ring. This is also a classic sign that I see in people with breast cancer. They have a dark skin ring. Pituitary gland weakness and thyroid gland weakness, and or either one or the other, can cause a skin ring formation, because if you have low sweating ability, what happens? All this acidic buildup starts to build up inside the subcutaneous layer of the skin, and then the skin starts to back up and it acts like a barrier. You're holding onto waste. You can't eliminate properly. So several years of not eliminating pounds and pounds of waste from your skin, on average, the average human eliminates 2 pounds of waste from their skin. In people that have low sweating ability or thickened skin rings, they do not see that elimination. So over the years, everything backs up. Okay. Something very common with people that have cancer is chronic constipation issues at the same time. So with this level of chronic congestion, which can be equal to dehydration, and dehydration is acidosis, you can definitely see constipation issues occurring. Now, since these are spastic bowels, this type of person can have flip-flopping, constipation one day, diarrhea the next day. This is very common. So you always want to move your bowels at least 3 to 4 times a day during your detox. That's very important. So stomach and bowel formula is essential. And it's so interesting how this person was told that they have low cholesterol levels, because in actuality, we see a lot of cholesterol plaquing around their iris, as well as very poor circulation around their iris. Now this blue tint around their iris is poor circulation, and this milky white substance is cholesterol plaquing. The body will plaque cholesterol if it has an adrenal gland weakness. In cases of high acidosis, which every cancer case is a high acidosis case, you will see either one of 3 things. You will see cholesterol plaquing, as seen in the iris, not always seen in blood work, but definitely seen in the iris. You can see calcium deposits in the body. Calcium is another buffer of acidosis. Cholesterol is a lipid. It is also a buffer of acidosis. Very interesting that the lymphatic system is also a lipid-based system, and your cells are protected through lipids. The barrier of the cell wall is lipid based. So it takes a lot of acidic burning power from the wrong foods, from chemicals, from medications, from several different substances, toxins inhaled that enter the body. It takes a lot in order to burn through the cells and create a cancerous cell. And that's essentially what cancer is acidosis has infiltrated the cell and has damaged it. Okay, so it's not something that moves on you. Cancer is nothing to be really afraid of. It's something that you must act on. You have to take your power back. Okay, you must take your power back in order to heal from these things and not become powerless. Do not give your power to people that you do not trust, or to people that tell you to not change your diet, that it is not diet related. Do not listen to that. You have the right to do what you want with your body in order to heal it, and it's better now than later. It's better now than getting biopsies, getting tons of medications, getting tons of antibiotics, you know, because then the situation becomes worse, the lymphatic system is compromised, and acids will continue to burn in the body. If acids remain in the body, then you will lose. You will lose the game. This is what it comes down to. It is your fight against the burning of these acids, and how you fight and how you combat the acids in the body is through alkalizing with astringent fruits. Okay, now for this person, since their acidic levels are so high, so strong, we can see the burning, what's resulted in their left breast. So right here we have the breast region, the thorax, the pleura. Their kidneys are not looking too great right here either, kidney and adrenal weakness. The acid burn, this is mainly from medications. Stomach acids from the medications has caused a lot of burning of the esophageal wall and the trachea, a little bit of liver on this left side as well. Throat seen right here. Pituitary weakness and hypothalamus weakness, since this is the ego pressure region. Ooh. Now this is genetic. We see it touching the pupil. So pituitary gland must be addressed for quite some time now. They were put on a pituitary glandular as well as an adrenal glandular, since they had extremely low blood pressure and low energy levels. And all this has helped them filter out a lot. Moving on, we also see another bit of a hypothalamus weakness, reality OBS ADD region. And so these lesions are really tied cardmetically, I believe. This is what I see a lot. And people that have struggled with personal relationships, very close relationships with family members, it will either be a parent or a spouse that they have a lot of issues with. Many times. I see people with cancer, they are either in a situation where their wife or husband is, you know, not treating them the right way, or they don't feel heard, they don't feel safe, they can't feel like they can speak their mind, or it could have been the parents, lack of love from the parents, emotional sensitivity from the parents was not there at a younger age. This is just very tight. And so these people with cancer, they need to learn how to forgive, because oftentimes we think that we have forgiven people that have wronged us in the past or have wronged us when we were younger, and we can hold a lot of resentment in our emotional bodies over the years. All that emotional stress can also cause poor elimination from the kidney channels and from the adrenals. So it's very important when you are addressing cancer and healing from cancer, you must address your emotions and even learn how to grieve. If you are having trouble grieving or crying or purging emotionally, you have to learn how to do that, and you have to be open to that process, because as you clean out the physical, the emotional, the mental, and the spiritual will follow suit. And this is one of the wonderful benefits that this person has had. They finally realized this, and they've been practicing forgiveness, and they're moving forward in their healing journey because of it. So it's really fantastic. And so there's so many things with this case. I have like tons of notes here from everything that we discussed in our consultation together, but I do want to read out a little bit of the benefits that they've gained from just these few months of detox. They no longer have smell. Their body odor used to smell really bad from their armpits, from everywhere, from their mouth. It is now completely gone. Before, they would always have an irregular menses, and their period was gone for several months. Now it is back because we addressed their pituitary gland. With the female reproductive formula and pituitary glandular, this person was able to get their menstrual cycle back. So their hormone levels are nice and balanced now. This is something else that I see with cancer, and especially with breast cancer in women, or female cancers. When you have a high load of acidosis in your body, systemic acidosis, and then you tend to be someone that's estrogen dominant, then that can pick up more on the acidic side and can create things like lumps and tumors and cancer. You know, because estrogen is an acidic hormone. And then if you have an acidic hormone surging in the body, and then you have acidosis, systemic acidosis, acid on top of acid, will create more pain and inflammation and more of what you don't want. So very, very happy that this person has gotten their hormones, their hormone levels in check, and then we're pretty much proceeding on with healing their breasts. Now, this is an amazing thing that they've done. Their constitution is fairly strong, and they have taken on the diet very, very well, almost exactly like 99% of my recommendations, that they've been able to regrow their hair back, growing from gray to now coming into black hair, which is their natural hair color, which is fantastic. Before, they didn't have hairs on their eyebrows. Now they're regrowing the hairs on their eyebrows. A lot of like physical things are correcting themselves. They also expressed that for the longest time, ever since they were young, they've had a sort of an imbalance. Like, one side of their face, on one side, their eyelid was not completely proportionate to the other side of their face, their other eyelid. And now she mentioned how things are going up and actually leveling out and actually becoming completely proportionate. So that is amazing. Another thing they've expressed to me is that their tongue is now clear. Before, they had a very, very thick mucousy tongue. Now all that is gone since they've been really cleaning out their colon. They have improved sex drive. Their energy has significantly improved. Acid reflux has also significantly improved. And their side of the face had skin pigmentation issues when they first came to me. A lot of spots, a lot of moles, liver spots in particular, yellowing of the skin, and that has completely gone away on their skin. Their skin is completely smooth and has gotten a lot better. So that means they addressed their fungal issues since their pancreas weakness has been strengthened. Their adrenals have been worked on, so sugar metabolism has gotten better, and also they've been cleaning out their liver significantly with the liver gallbladder formula. Dry skin has improved overall. And so let's talk about their breasts. Now, their breast, in these types of cases, when you guys first come to me, really it's about testing out the waters, seeing how the herbal formulas are going to respond in your body. For some people, strong formulas, they are able to handle it, they're able to take it, their body does fantastic with it. And then for other people, you have to back up a little bit. You can't be too strong too soon with, like, let's say lymphatic formulas, or like, let's say going on grape fast or lemon fast, things like that, right? So you really have to learn the signs of your body. And this is what I do, helping people, helping you guys heal, is I'm able to recognize the signs, right? If you are detoxifying too fast, or if you're detoxifying too slow and not seeing enough progress. So we have to find the right balance, and sometimes it involves going down like half a step or a quarter of a step on the different levels of detoxification. So this is something that we were facing with this person, because although they've seen a vast amount of improvements all throughout their body, their breast is the most acidic, the most highly acidic area of their body, and the area that has a lot of damage, right? So oftentimes what we see in these situations is, if you put heat on the breast, you're going to experience more inflammation. So people that are doing hot and cold packs on their breasts, I urge you to stop. if you are not seeing progress. If you are seeing more inflammation or more oozing or more pain, stop with the heat. I do recommend cold. Cold packs are alkaline in this scenario. So that's what I recommended to her, putting cold packs on there, because when she was doing hot and cold, it wasn't working for her. You know, lymph nodes were swelling up, skin was itching, getting irritated, so only cold packs for her, okay? Now, since we're dealing with an ulceration, an open wound, we're sort of limited to what we can put on the breast. So my approach right now is healing of the scarring, healing of the ulceration or the open wound. So we've been doing a combination of golden seal salves, the healing salve. She's been having to keep the wound clean regularly, cleaning it about 3 times a day. And so we're going to see if that improves, if that has a healing effect. She says that it has been healing, definitely less inflammation. Her breast has shrunk significantly. Before it was very swollen. Now, during the detox process, lymph nodes can get knotty, can get swell, or can get shrink. It can go back and forth over time. These are things that we discuss in our follow-ups and, you know, in our initial call, what to expect when you are detoxing cancer. So in this case, and I'm telling you guys because I love to share free information with you guys so you guys can heal and be very prepared on your healing journey. But if you see lymph node swelling held on for too long, for several weeks, and the situation doesn't seem to be improving, then you have to change something. You have to make some sort of change, whether it is within your diet or the herbs that you're taking. You are either not detoxing fast enough with the correct diet. So if you're still eating cooked foods, it's understandable if your lymph nodes start to swell. If you're eating things like nuts or a significant amount of fats, then it's understandable that your lymph nodes can swell. However, if you are going on a very powerful fast, like a lemonade fast or a grape fast, or if you're taking very, very strong lymphatic formulas, then if lymph node swelling, if it swells up for a few days, maximum a week, then that's okay. If it goes up and down, it means that the lymph system is moving to the lymph nodes. The lymph nodes are taking care of the mutated cancer cells through the T cells, through the immune system function picking up, through the macrophages doing their job, engulfing any microbials from that, any antigens. That is fine. But if lymph node swelling does not go down or doesn't wax and wane, then it means that you're hitting it too hard with the lymphatic formulas, you know? So this is something that this person faced, is when they first came to me, they were doing some detox tools that were too aggravating to the breast tissue. So for instance, in this situation, some people cannot handle things like castor oil packs, because if your breasts are too acidic, too systemically acidic, or if you have an advanced stage of breast cancer, then what happens when you put castor oil on the breast? That can inspire acids to come out through the skin and burn the skin. So in this situation, you always want to clean the skin regularly and stop castor oil packs if you notice that they are not working. Okay, castor oil packs are meant to move the lymphatic system. They're meant to dissolve hardened masses, but if you continue to do it and you don't see improvements, then I would recommend to stop those. So our main goal here is to heal up the wound and to address the kidneys and adrenals to filter. So the more that she's been going on this detox program, the more improvements that she's been seeing. Lumps are getting smaller. Sometimes at some point throughout her detox, she had to take a break, and then her lymph node got a little naughty because she got a little naughty with the cooked foods, right? So what you would do now is you would just jump back on. Now for this person, I'm telling you guys, this is a long case, but I want to share all this information. This person did a lot of grape fasting initially. Then they expressed to me they couldn't take it. The pain in their breast was too strong on things like grapes and watermelons. It was too tugging on the lymph system, too pulling. they did say they can handle things like bananas and peaches and mangoes and strawberries and blueberries much better, and apples and, you know, the sub-acid fruits. But grapes and watermelons are proving to be too astringent, too strong. In this case, since it is an open wound, and since the body is going to try and eject acids through any opening in the body, we have to slow things down a little bit. So I've recommended green juices in this case, because green juices do not move the lymph system as much, are alkalizing or cooling or soothing. So she's going to be on a diet of a bit of green juices now. Juices are fantastic because you're still saving digestive energy from the body and putting all this energy towards healing, but you're not going to be as aggressive with the diet. Now we will continue to be on the more aggressive side with the herbs, since she's been seeing a lot of improvements with adding the herbs for her weaknesses, right? In particular, lymphatic herbs. But if you're someone that is experiencing a lot of acidic waste coming out through your skin or a lot of pain, sometimes you have to slow down on the lymphatic herbs until your kidneys can catch up, right? Or until your system can achieve a level of cellular hydration. So it's really our goal now to take it back a little bit, allow the skin to heal so it's not consistently dumping acids, and then we can proceed, and then we can move on. Now, if this does not work, then what I recommend is, if you have an opening, you can go in with black salve. However, right now, I'm not recommending this person to do that because there's a lot of pain involved, and it requires a lot of pain management. Let's just put it that way. So it's up to this person. The best route right now is to continue what she's doing, because she's clearly seeing so many improvements in the rest of her body, and in the breast is just a little bit slower on the breast now, but this is a condition that has been created over several years of damaging medications, damaging antibiotics, and thankfully she's seeing as much elimination as she has seen now, which is fantastic. So yeah, so essentially I wanted to share this case with you guys because it just goes to show you that detox is not always the same for every single person. It's not always cut and dry, and I never issue standard protocols. My protocols are always very specific to the individual, and what I recommend to you or to someone will look completely different from your friend, you know, or someone else with another condition, or even if you guys have the same issue that you're trying to heal, the same disease. There's different amounts of weaknesses, there's different health histories that we're dealing with here, different genetic histories, right? So herbal protocols will look different, diet protocols will look different, and these things will change constantly, consistently. During the detox process, the body will plateau. So will this person stay on the same diet of green juices and fruits for forever? Absolutely not. We are going to see how the body responds as it begins to detox more and more. Then we can move on more and more to the raw grape juices, to the lemonades, to the strong astringent fruits. Some of you guys out there can handle those right from the get-go, right now. So that is what I recommend for a powerful cancer protocol. It would be grapes and lemons and lemonade, water, lemons, limes, as much as you can handle. If you need to sweeten it with maple syrup, you can. Grapes, black Concord grapes, are highly astringent, very moving and pumping to the lymph system. A grape fast is fantastic. Lemonade fast is fantastic. Things like orange juice and watermelon juice, and the fruits of those oranges and watermelons are also very powerful as well. But in some cases, it can be too strong. So this is why I do recommend working with myself, a detox specialist that is experienced and knowledgeable, because then you can actually get to the root cause of what your health issues are. It can be really overwhelming doing all of this on your own. I know personally for me, when I was detoxing several years ago, it was quite overwhelming, but Thankfully, I had, you know, a lot of knowledge on the human body already from prior schooling. I had, you know, it was my passion. It was my interest. Health was my passion. Healing was my passion. The human body was my passion, and science was my passion. So it was like a big, all wrapped up in one gift, and, you know, a huge opportunity that I had. And that just goes to show you guys, if you're suffering right now, if you're in fear right now, everything happens for a reason, truly. You're not given anything that you can't handle, okay? You're given something to grow from it and to learn from it so that you can conquer it, and you can help others conquer it as well in the future. And so this is something that we have to realize, and a lot of the times what we're really dealing with here is changing the consciousness of planet Earth, because many of us, we become sick, we become ill, we follow the raw food diet, we heal, then we change the consciousness of our family members, and then everyone else starts to eat healthy around us, saving many people from illnesses and diseases and suffering in the future. And then our children will grow up to be healthier and stronger. They're going to come into this world with healthier bodies. So suffering is part of life, but you don't have to stay there, you know? This world is really all about cause and effect. Whatever you put into your body, you never get away with it. You have to really open your eyes, if you haven't already, and see, maybe perhaps I have done this to myself. Maybe I can't put blame on anyone else but myself. You know, I have free will, I have choices. I choose what goes into my mouth. I choose whether or not things affect me. You know, I am in control of my emotions. And if you're not, then this is something that Detox teaches you and helps you with. Because through detoxification with fruits and raw foods and the herbs, it decongests all the glands of the body so you can become emotionally strong. This is also something else that this person has expressed to me. Magnificent changes in their emotions, and they're that much stronger, you know. They're doing this for themselves, they're doing this for their family, they're doing this for, you know, everyone in the past. They're doing this for their son. Sometimes what I see with clients is a lot of people, they tend to have a reason. They tend to have a strong reason to want to detox themselves. And people that have a strong enough reason where if they will do whatever it takes to detox and heal themselves, because this reason is strong enough. It's that important to them. I've encountered many reasons, but the most common reasons are pain. You know, if you're in enough pain, you're going to do whatever it takes to heal. That was where I was many years ago with fibromyalgia, chronic fatigue, and all over body pain, personally for me. Another reason is fear of death. If you're given death sentence, if you want to continue living, you will cut out all foods necessary to keep on surviving. That's just ingrained in all human beings, is to survive. Another reason is for spiritual reasons. Some people, they know that cutting out, you know, meats, dairy products, animal products, processed foods, that they're going to feel lighter and clearer, and they're going to have a stronger connection with their creator, or whatever it is that they believe in. They're going to have a stronger sense of self. That's a huge reason for many people. And then another reason is for changing their physical body. They're unhappy with how their physical body looks, whether they have weight to lose, or whether they have cystic acne, eczema, you know, all these different things, like to change the way their body looks so that they can feel light and feel happy and feel energized and you know, feel okay with their body. I want all of you to know that you guys are amazing. You're all beautiful exactly the way you are. But if you're not feeling happy within yourself because of physical illness or physical obstructions or ailments, then you have the power to change that. Okay? And each one of you have a beautiful spirit and a beautiful soul. And I'm personally so grateful to have this channel and this medium to share all this knowledge with you guys and express everything with you guys. Because, you know, I've just seen so many people come out of suffering. Why wouldn't I continue going? For all of you, for myself. Yeah, so let's keep on going, guys. Let's keep on going with our detox. Let's keep on healing. Let's keep on spreading this knowledge and information. And if any of you guys want to work with me one-on-one, you can go to www.spirittropicalhealing.com. In the services page, you will find the Master Your Health package. The Master Your Health package is what I recommend for most people that have chronic illnesses or really any type of illness that you're struggling with healing. The Master Your Health package will give you all the root causes. It comes with a health assessment, notes that I've taken on your case. It comes with a full iridology report, a breakdown of all the weaknesses that are in your eyes, in your body, that correlates to all your health issues. It comes with a specific diet protocol, the diet plan that you should be on right now to heal your health issues and continue on the detox path, as well as a specific herbal protocol, all the herbs, all the formulas that you need based on your exact weaknesses, so that you can see mucus elimination from your colon, get your kidneys to filter, heal all your health issues. And it also comes with specific detox tools that you can incorporate to enhance your detox journey. There's so many things that I wanted to discuss about this case. I can go on and on and on for hours, but I do have to go now, guys. I have a case to prepare for tomorrow, but I'm hoping that I will be able to turn the camera back on soon so I can record more videos for you guys. So if you guys like this video, leave me a comment down below. What other videos would you like to see? Tell me. Would you like to for me to discuss specific iridology topics? Let me know down below. If you would like a specific topic for me to cover, you know, in a Q&A video or a topic video, let me know. If you guys found this video useful, then share it with someone that you know that could hear or use this information if they're in need of it, or you can share it on any of your social media platforms. So more people, we can bring more awareness to people, because really medications and antibiotics and all this, it's killing the human species, and I really want to eradicate suffering from the world. If I can help it, if we can help it, we can do it. You know, the light is going to conquer the darkness. Light will always win. Okay, take care, guys. Love you guys. Bye.